friends, I'm super excited that you are tuning in with me today. And guess what? We are going to read a story today that goes over a little friend having an aunt. And guess what? Some of you guys have an auntie too. So an aunt can be your mommy's or your daddy's sister. Okay? So if your mommy has a sister or if your daddy has a sister, you will call them your aunt. So today, this little friend right here is going to be in our story, this little boy. And you can see him right here on my board. This little boy has an aunt, and she's right here. He probably calls her auntie, and you may call your aunt auntie too. So, his auntie's name is Violet. His auntie's name is Violet. So we're going to read a story called My Aunt Violet. So once again, this little friend right here has an aunt and her name is Violet. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started on our story today. So once again, here's our little friend. All right, I'm going to make sure you can see our little friend. There we go. So, one day, my Aunt Violet came to play with me. So here's his auntie. We took my red wagon and started down the sidewalk. So here is his wagon. And I'm going to put, here, I'll scoot the auntie over. I'll scoot her over here. And I'll scoot him over too because they are going to pull his red wagon. Okay? They're going to pull his red wagon. And guess what? Some of you guys may have wagons at your house. A wagon is something you can ride in. So you can ride in here or you can put materials in here. Maybe you want to put your basketball or your baseball or something else that you can play with. Maybe you want to put flowers in here. Maybe you want to put your dog in here. But this little friend and his Aunt Violet are going to walk down the sidewalk and they're going to pull the red wagon. At the end of the block, we saw Miss Hernandez working in her yard. And guess what? She gave us a pretty sunflower. So here's the sunflower. We put the sunflower in the wagon. So I'm going to put the sunflower in the wagon. When we rode past the park, I saw something in the grass. Guess what it was? It was a grasshopper. So there's the grasshopper. We chased it, and when we caught it, we put it in a small box. Aunt Violet had in her pocketbook. We put the box in the wagon. So here's the small box that they got out of Aunt Violet's pocketbook. So they put the grasshopper inside of the box and they put the box in the wagon. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put the box in the wagon. All right. Around the corner, the Chan family was having a yard sale. So Aunt Violet bought a bird cage. Aunt Violet bought a bird cage. I bought a fish bowl. So here's the fish bowl. We're going to put them in the wagon. So there's the bird cage and the fish bowl. Oh, I turned it upside down. And guess what else I bought? I bought a football. So here's the football. We're going to put the football in the wagon too. The wagon was getting crowded with the sunflower, the grasshopper, the bird cage, the fish bowl, and the football. So, guess what? We had to head home. And just as we started to go up the driveway, guess what? His little dog came. So there's his little dog. So our little friend has a dog. And my dog's name is Buttercup, he said. Buttercup came from nowhere. And he jumped in the wagon. So we got to make Buttercup jump in the wagon. Oh no, guess what happened? Buttercup jumped in the wagon and all of the objects began to fall. Aw, Buttercup. Oh, friends, what do you think needs to happen now? Since Buttercup jumped in the wagon, all the things that were in the wagon began to fall. They're falling out of the wagon onto the ground. All because Buttercup jumped in. So what do you guys think needs to happen since Buttercup jumped in the wagon? Yeah, you're right. They'll probably need to pick those things up. Do you think the dog can pick up the stuff that fell out of the wagon? Yeah, I don't think the dog can pick it up either. But guess who can pick it up? Our little friend can pick it up, and his Aunt Violet can pick it up. Because remember, the wagon tipped over, and it spilled out all of their treasures onto the driveway. But that's okay, because Aunt Violet laughed, and she shooed Buttercup away. Go, Buttercup, go. You gotta go. Then Aunt Violet came over. Here she comes, if I can get her off. And guess what Aunt Violet did? She pulled the wagon back up. See if we can get our wagon back up. And here's Aunt Violet. So she pulled the wagon back up, and together they picked up the treasures one by one. So the football, the fish bowl, the bird cage, the grasshopper, and the flower. All right, so they worked together to get all of their treasures back into the wagon. Then they pulled the wagon into the garage. They could not wait to show Mom and Dad all of their treasures. The end. All right, friends, so today we read a story. That story was My Aunt Violet. It was called My Aunt Violet. And inside of the story, what do you remember that happened? What did Aunt Violet and this little friend do in the story? Do you remember? That's right. So some of you remember and some of you don't. What happened was our little friend and his Aunt Violet, they were going for a walk. And as they went on their walk, they found different things. Everything that they found, they put it into their, do you remember what this is called? That's right, it's a wagon. They put it into their wagon. And once they got it into their wagon, they took it home. When they got it home, Buttercup, which is our little friend's dog, jumped in the wagon and tipped it over. And then Aunt Violet and our little friend worked together to put all the materials or treasures back in the wagon. Then they pulled the wagon home to show his mommy and his daddy. So that was a really good story, and I hope you enjoyed listening to My Aunt Violet today. Remember, if you want to listen to the story again, all you have to do is start it all over again. All right, friends, make sure you share the video with your friends and tune in to our channel for more new shows. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.